We've spent the last 5 days driving over 300 kilometers along the Great Alpine Road in our self-converted camper van.
Jamie, this is amazing. Clouds are rolling down Mount Harlan.
We started in Barnsdale, Victoria, driving about an hour a day up the road with a goal to camp completely off-grid the entire time, staying at only free campsites, and seeing as many lookouts as we can along the way.
She's moody, but she's beauty.
It's been a roller coaster of emotions.
I'm telling you, those pies, they didn't sit well with me. That was amazing.
I saw a sign for beer. I had to make a detour.
This is not our forte.
But we've made some incredible memories on this trip.
This is stunning. They were young and dumb enough to jump in. It's just like surreal.
Today we wrap up our day of exploring and head to our last campsite for the night before we make our way to Wangaratta tomorrow. And if I'm being honest, we're really not ready for it to end.
Welcome to the series finale
of the Great Alpine Road. We're just passing through Myrtle Ford, and it is just such like a little community, it feels like. They have regular farmer markets, has a cute little town center, and then it has little bits of history sprinkled around it. We just popped in to see the phoenix tree. It was named the phoenix tree after the bird, the phoenix, rising from the ashes. Basically, this guy made a sculpture out of a eucalyptus tree, and it's supposed to be something to reflect on deforestation and the relationship with humans and needing trees for survival, which I didn't expect that tree stump to have such a deep meaning behind it. So it was really cool to just check that out. But I just feel like there's so much history just sprinkled around here. It is another cool spot. It reminds me a bit of Harrietville. So I'm loving it, and the sun has come out again. So we're just like seeing all these little bits as we head to camp, and it's just so cool.
So this tobacco kiln was actually donated and relocated here in Myrtle Ford, and Myrtle Ford actually played a big role in the tobacco industry in Australia. And we were reading that the tobacco leaves were dried onto these sticks using strings, and they would be hung out on the racks inside the kiln. Then they would fire it up with a wood furnace and heat it out to dry, I think for like 7 days. And apparently this brought in some good money back in the day.
Being inside this old tobacco kiln is so eerie. These log cabins are eerie as. It's got a real freaky feeling to it. Oh, happy to be back out in the sun.
Part of the kitchen just broke off while I was leaning in to grab something. This was always the weakest link of the kitchen, but this van's falling apart.
Take a ladder on the road. You have a clothesline wherever you go.
Doug's life hack.
Alright, we have made it up to Pioneer Bridges Campground. That's a lot of Pioneer Bridges for one day, I think. The Pioneer Bridges Campground is really nice. It's giving off those kind of Murray River vibes that we were feeling back in the Murray River series, purely because the entire campground is surrounded and circled by this river. It's right on the bend. Now, when we got here, the toilet block was closed, so I'm assuming something's happened there where they're fixing it. And the ground is quite muddy, but as you guys have seen, it's been raining for about 2 days now. This spot is super accessible to two-wheel drives, and there are many spots along the riverbank that a two-wheel drive can get to. If you do have a four-wheel drive and you want to back that thing up right against the river like we have, there's about 3 to 4 spaces where you can do that without getting bogged. Then there is a whole beachside area just to the left-hand side when you enter the site. But again, you might need you will definitely need a four-wheel drive to get to that, or if you're happy just parking near the bridge and carrying over some tent equipment, you can do that as well. I'm not sure how these sites are going to look though when you do come to visit in the future, because it looks like there has been a lot of flood damage here and they have staked out areas to put new fire pits in. Usually when you go to a lot of marked campgrounds by the Victorian government, they actually have laid out fire pits everywhere for you to use, and instead what we have here is a bunch of stakes in the ground where it looks like they are going to lay out fire pits in the future. So the sites might be a little bit different when you get here, but for us, for one night, this is a beautiful little spot. Water is nice and cool. Not freezing, but cold. I think we might be back in this tomorrow morning. All right, because we were just at the pub, so I'd only had like 2 or 3 beers, so it was fine.
What am I gonna do with you guys?
As we sat there taking in our last night, dinner by the fire followed by s'mores under the stars, we couldn't believe how quickly the last 5 days have gone by. And we just felt so grateful for this experience and the nature around us. We truly didn't want it to end. Good morning. It is the last day on the Great Alpine Road. I'm so sad. I don't want to leave. We woke up with 40% battery. If you've been following along, we were testing how long we could stay off grid. We were on day 6. Day 6. 40% battery. Yesterday was a bit touch and go, but we made it work. But now it's time for a cold plunge. Our very last cold plunge on the Great Alpine Road. Let's go.
This spot is sneaky good. That is awesome. It is such a nice, even grade right into the river. There's none of that scary steep drop. It's a gorgeous spot. Off to Wangaratta to finish the Great Alpine Road.
As we got on the road to finish this journey, it all started to hit us that it was all really coming to an end. And it definitely was a bittersweet moment. I mean, we were in desperate need of a real shower, but we could have easily done another 5 nights. The beauty that the Great Alpine Road offers is fleeting, because each day it gave us something new. Something fun, something beautiful, something challenging or delicious, or just meaningful. It gave us a new appreciation of what it means to explore your own backyard. The places that are so easy to take for granted, the places you've heard about but have overlooked, the beautiful places that have been right under our noses all along, waiting to be discovered. We are officially in Wangaratta. We are here at the Apex Park, and it's like a park that's like right at the end of the Great Alpine Road. The end came really quick after the campsite. I didn't expect to hit the end so quickly.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like, this has been such a fun road trip for us. There's been so many cool little stops along the way and landmarks, and we were driving along and it's sort of just, there's a left-hand turn to enter Wangaratta and
You're done.
that's it. You've driven the Great Alpine Road.
Yeah.
It's all over. This is literally the first stop at the end of the Great Alpine Road where you can pull over and have a break. It's the first park right at the end of it. And man, that was a hell of a drive.
I can't believe we've been exploring this road for 6 days. It only takes 5 hours to complete this road, but being able to slow down and take it over a span of 5-6 days has just allowed us to really feel like we've immersed ourselves in the Great Alpine Road.
Yeah.
And I have absolutely fallen in love with it. We kept trying to compare it to the Great Ocean Road throughout the trip,
And I just don't think that you can compare the two. They both offer their own unique things. And I think that the biggest difference that we said about the Great Alpine Road versus the Great Ocean Road is that the Great Ocean Road is always in tourist mode. It always feels like it's a tourist vibe.
It might be the most famous road in the country. Like there's two things.
It definitely is one of them.
Yeah, there's two things that stand out about this. Well, maybe three things that stand out about this country. The Sydney Opera House, Uluru, and the 12 Apostles on the Great Ocean Road.
Yeah.
You know, they're like the tourist spots
like
of Australia.
Globally, you know? But the Great Alpine Road, like, you can get the off-peak vibes. And actually, there was times where we were driving on the road and we didn't see another car for ages. It just felt like you were in this vast landscape on the road by yourself. Like, it just was awesome being able to have that and not have the bumper-to-bumper traffic and not feel like everyone is here because it's the peak season. If you know us, you know that we love avoiding the peak season. We love avoiding the crowd. So it just felt really special in that sense. And I honestly, I want to do it again because I feel like there's so much that we still could have seen that we didn't get to do. And there's just so many ways to see it. Like, if you're not a camper van kind of person, there's so many little motels and like, there's so many little caravan parks that you can just stay at if you're not like the camping kind of person, but you can still immerse yourself in seeing the road and enjoying the vibes here.
There's still so much to offer here, not in peak season. Mount Hotham is obviously known as the snow capital of Victoria when it's snowing, and when you're here you see ski shops and they're all closed. In off season, the bars and restaurants are still open on top of Mount Hotham. They're still there taking customers. The views are just as good. And the trails and the walks are open to you because they're not snowed in. Plus, all that mountain biking is open to you as well because it's not covered in snow and ice. So just because it's not peak season, snow season, doesn't mean that it's not great for outdoor activities in the spring, in autumn, in summer. There's swimming holes, there's mountain biking, there's bars, there's so much to do here. To say that this isn't peak season is sort of not doing the Great Alpine Road justice, because if this wasn't a town built around snow, there would still be so much here to do.
It was just perfect. It honestly was perfect. The other time of year I think it would be perfect is doing it in autumn, but I'm so happy that we were able to do it. Let us know, after watching these 5 days on the road, is this a road trip that you could get behind? Is this your vibe?
What was your favorite campsite out of all the ones that we stayed at over, 5 nights on the Great Alpine Road? Let us know down in the comments, which one did you enjoy the most? Would you be most inclined to try if you were doing this road trip?
And what is ours? Our favorite campsite?
Do I have recency bias? Is it last night?
Yeah, I know, because we just stayed there. I really loved last night, and I really loved the Kazakuzu lookout.
I loved Mount
Kazakuzu lookout.
The last one is the best one of the road trip.
Pioneers Bridge, and that one we didn't even expect that one to be even a good one.
Yeah.
Because it was on Wikicamps and it said a rest area, so we thought it was just going to be a gravel pit.
Yep.
And it delivered. It was so beautiful. Let us know which video out of this series was your favorite. We are loving bringing these series to our channel, so we hope that you are enjoying them. And we just appreciate all the support. We are so excited to kick off in 2024.
But now that we have done the Great Alpine Road, we were just talking about this, we've never actually documented a series of us traveling along the Great Ocean Road. So let us know down in the comments, is that something that you would be interested in seeing, us trying to tackle the Great Ocean Road? Free camping series, that's one of the things we have a problem with on the Great Ocean Road. There's not a lot of free camping there. Maybe we just need to really dive into it a little bit more. Let us know down in the comments, is that something you'd be interested in us chasing? Or
free camping Great Ocean Road, is that even possible?
Yeah.
I don't know. Only one way to find out. Now, we gotta go find a dump point because our toilet is full again.
We ain't taking that home.
With that, thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing, and we hope to see you tuning in to another video soon.
Bye! Another series in the bank.
I'm not ready to leave.
DJ Adventures, it's time to hit the road.